we used to have a process where myself and all the other editors would go to conventions and look at everybody's portfolios. And I've been at DC for about 19, 20 years now. And back in the day, that was a lot more doable. You know, you could sit with a bunch of people. And that was a really good process because you got to talk to somebody, you told them what was, oh, I have to back up for a second. I use the term guys a lot. I mean, male and female, guys and gals. I just say guys a lot, so excuse me for that. So we'd sit down with all these, all people, and we'd look at their portfolios, and I would suggest things, and Mike Carlin would talk about, you might want to work on this or work on that. But the conventions became way too big, and we devised a process that may not sound too fair, but it really, really is. We asked that you drop off photocopies of your work, and drop it off at the DC booth. And each night, myself and 6 or 7 editors sit around and look at everybody's samples, and we discuss everybody's samples. And then if we want to talk to certain people, we'll post on the board tomorrow morning, who we want to talk to and where to meet us. It really is a good thing. It really is a good process. If by any chance you feel like DC screwed you, and man, I think that process sucked, even though it doesn't, it's a good process. Find me out, and I'll talk to you personally, but only if you really feel like you got dick. So, what to show? Just the physicality of it. I think there's a Kinko's here or a FedEx office. Don't hand in any originals. Please do not hand in any originals because we can't return those. We're not going to return those. We're going to throw them out. I would say, people say how many pages should I show? Anywhere from 6 to 14. I'm like a massive genius. I can look at 2 pages and know exactly who you are as an artist, who you look at, where you're going, where you've been. But the other editors are idiots, so yeah. So like 6 to 12 is pretty good. This is really important. Comics are about one thing. They're about telling the story in an engaging, dramatic way. You could be a great draftsman, draft person, draft track. But if you can't tell a story, you're in the wrong business. You should be a mainstream illustrator or a poster designer or a graphic designer. You have to learn how to tell a story from panel to panel. That having been said, we're really not looking for cover artists. If I need a cover done, I'll call out Hughes, I'll call Alex Ross, I'll call the big shots to do those. So we're really looking for interior work, panel to panel continuity. We're kind of looking, people ask, are you looking for, what genre are you looking for? We're looking for anything. Obviously, superheroes are DC and Marvel's bread and butter, so we're looking for people who can tell that stuff. But if you're more of a Vertigo kind of artist, or even if you're just really cartoony, we'll look at anything. Mad Magazine is in the offices. I look at stuff for them. If I'll see somebody, what I'll do is, it used to be really frustrating because I'd see some people who were really, really talented, and I'd go back to New York, and I'd say, oh, I saw this guy, he was really good. About 10 years ago, I made a promise to myself. I said, if I see somebody who's really, really, really good, and I do every convention, every big convention, I usually see 3 people. I'll look at 200, 400 portfolios. I'll see 3 people that are ready to work right now. Sometimes 1 person is ready to work. That's how I found Sean Galloway. That's how I found Olivia Capel. I found some incredible people showing their portfolios. So, again, the point is, I'll take your stuff back to New York. If I think you're ready to work, I'll take your stuff back to New York, and I'll get you a job. Now, you're not going to be playing center field for the Yankees tomorrow. You're not going to be on Batman tomorrow. But maybe you'll start on a 10-pager backup story. That's a good way to get in. That's really kind of the brass ring. That's a hard thing. Like there's probably like that guy. He's the guy. That's a hard thing to